If you're a collector of World War II German pistols, the ultimate collector piece is the Party Leader PPK. Okay, I have two Party Leader PPKs here, 1 and 2. I'll do this second, but start on this one first. And I'm going to say something really controversial. It's something new. I'm learning about it, and I hesitate to tell people because it's going to get me a flurry of comments and activity. But let's go ahead and step out on that ledge. First, let's go with the safe material, and that is, this is a Walther PPK, Party Leader grip. The large eagle, both sides. And it comes with this holster with a similar Party Leader eagle right here. These were made by Aka. Obviously, they come in better condition than this. Here's the Aka marking, has a spare magazine. Nothing new yet, but stay tuned because I'm going to give you something new. Looks to be all original. This is worn, and this has a little bit of wear, but I am sure that this grip came originally on this gun, came back from Germany to the United States with the Party Leader grip on here. Now that's something that you can't say very often because anybody can take a Party Leader grip and maybe it's on a gun that's all pitted and worn. I then take it off and put it on one of my favorite beautiful guns. That happens all the time. I'd say about 98% of the time when I sell a Party Leader PPK, people will say, are you sure that this originally came on this gun? And the answer is, no, I can't be sure because there are no records who was issued these Party Leader grips. And just in general, the broad brush is the Party Leader PPK was an honor weapon because you had to be recommended by your supervisor. You had to be a member of the Nazi Party. You could be in the military or you could be a political official, but you're in the party. And if your supervisor recommends you, you could get a Party Leader grip with a gun. Now, some people say you could buy just the grip or you could buy the grip and the gun. I can't swear either way exactly, but the most common way would be you would get the grip and the gun together from the factory. Now, they do fall in a certain serial range, and I'd say like 180,000, maybe 175,000, all the way up to about 250,000. Generally, these are seen in the Walther catalog in 1938. So about 1938, certainly 1939, they still sold some, but after that, it doesn't seem like they did. So 1938, 1939 is the proper range, but that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't buy a grip and put it on an earlier gun that they previously owned. But that's not what I want to focus on today. I know that this grip came with this gun because we got a call from a local couple, older couple. I say older because they're probably my age. And they said, my father brought home a PPK from the war. No pictures. And I said, oh, okay. Can you send pictures? Well, we're not real good at pictures. You're not that far away. Can we bring it over? Can you tell me about the gun? I didn't want them to waste their time. Well, it's a PPK, high polished finish. I made sure it was from World War II, so it said Zelamelis here. And they said it has an eagle on it. So I'm thinking the eagle end proof. This is a crown end proof, but here's what the eagle end proof looks like. And they said, yes, it does have 2 eagles on it. So I'm thinking, okay, here and here. So I think I said something about, you mean like on the ejection port in the slide? And they said, no, on the grip. So after I picked my jaw up off the ground, I said, so you have a PPK with a grip that has 2 eagles on it? And they said, yes. And I said, okay, yeah, definitely bring it in. Can you come in right now? Not really. They made an appointment to come in, and later she said, oh, and it comes with a holster. I said, yeah, bring that along. And I said, and that has a similar eagle on the holster as well. So I got all excited, not too excited, because there have been, there are people who sell fakes, and wasn't sure about the story. They had no idea what it was worth. Long story short, they brought it in. His father brought it home from the war. We have the name. They choose to remain anonymous, but they did bring it in. They had no idea what it was worth. We made them a generous offer. They were totally shocked, but I'm sure that their father brought this home from the war. They had no idea what it was. Brought it home from the war at the end of World War II, and they had had it ever since, in storage in the house, never really showed it to anybody. So this is available, and I can say pretty certainly that this is the way it came home from the war. These came together. My second one, I've actually had in the safe for a while. It's a boxed Party Leader PPK. Now, obviously, the biggest problem with it is somebody put tape over it. Put this laminated tape over it. There's the serial number. Again, I said 175 range. This is 174.9. So it's at the very early range of 1939. The manual, right here, is dated April of 1939. It has the original cleaning rod. I keep it in this baggie because the original paper that it came in, I don't want that to flake off anymore. It has the tin. The early tin, notice the pink interior, which is correct. This is missing, which is the 3 dummy rounds that go right here. I probably would have 3 dummy rounds I could throw in, but 3 dummy rounds would go here. Spare magazine, which is banner only. Spare magazine is banner only, high polish finish. So far that's all correct. Let's take a look at this. It's got the oiler and the rag, dated 1939, but this gun is probably 1938. And here's the Party Leader grip. You'll notice that this one, the finish is more like 99.9%. Let's compare the two. So the gun is a little better. See how this is dulled down a little bit of corrosion. Notice the fire blue safety, that's worn down. Even the grip this grip, well, there's not much difference. This grip is a little duller. The grip right out of the factory, and this is still new in the box, right from the factory, it has a little bit of a shine to it. Look at the front strap, you'll see, you probably can't notice it on camera, this is a little bit brighter blue. Then on the reverse side, you can see this is like a brighter blue. That's the one in the box. This is the one that came home with the vet. There is a very minor crack on this one. Let's get a close-up of that. Right here is a crack. There's always stress cracks around the screw hole. I think pretty much every original grip I see has that little tiny screw hole crack. This one does not have a crack, and on the screw hole, right there at about 11 o'clock, there's a little tiny crack. So when somebody says, do you have a perfect grip? This is as good as they come. This gun is 99.8%, maybe 100%. No crack here. Generally, this is a perfect Party Leader. It comes in the original box. Now, I forgot the money shot. Somebody's wondering, when are you going to show us the money shot? Here it is. There's the serial number of the box and the serial number of the gun. Now, I picked this up at a gun show. I asked a little bit about the history. They just said it came from a vet. But I don't know that this grip wasn't added later. It seems to me that it all fits together. The condition of the grip, the condition of the gun, and the box would be in great condition, but this would be fine if they hadn't put this tape over it. So it is in the matching box. Now, here's the controversial part. Okay, I very carefully took the grips off, and you can right away see this is the better gun that was new in the box. This is the one that came home from the vet. Here's what the 2 grips look like. If you want to look at the inside, you can see there's a metal insert in there, as it should be. There is a gentleman in Europe who's making repros, and he puts his initials in an oval right in there. As a matter of fact, I have one. Okay, real quick, I just happen to have 2 different repro grips. I try to get one of every variation of, whenever I see a repro come out, I try to get a copy of it so I can study it, see how I can tell. Here's 2. They're pretty good. You know, untrained eye, it easily fools people. But I mentioned the metal insert. Remember I said, has the metal insert? We look for that. It has the metal insert. That's one of the things we look at. And the first repro I want to show you does not have a metal insert. Now, the metal insert goes all the way around this side and this side. Okay, so there's the metal insert. You can see it wraps all the way around. You can see it clearly back there. Usually the metal insert should have some corrosion. This is brighter than most, but remember, this is the brand new in the box one. This one, you can clearly see the corrosion, and you can see it wraps all the way around. So that's good. This one, this repro, if you bought this from an unscrupulous seller or at auction, you could say, call up and say, look, there's no metal insert. So that's style of fake number one. All right, so here's the second one. Much better, much improved upon. A very nice repro. It does have the metal insert that does wrap around. And if you look inside, right inside there, the oval with the initials of the person who made it. So he has no interest in deceiving people. That's why he puts his initials in it, and he always says, make sure you check. But if you're buying from an auction where they don't take any returns, or if you're buying off a gun broker, no returns allowed, I would always be very, very careful because it could be a $10,000 mistake. So you don't want to make that mistake. So those are the two repro. That's not the controversial part. Let's go to the controversial part. Here's what I have found. Now, this piece of information actually originates from a video I did a long time ago. I call it the Buchenwald gun. The Buchenwald gun looks like this. It's an engraved PP. It was taken from Buchenwald, and we came up with the name of the guard who carried this engraved PP. When we took off the grip, there's two numbers right here. This is not the gun, but the Buchenwald gun had two numbers. I've seen those two numbers before on a lot of guns, especially in the 1938, 1939 range. I've seen those two numbers. People ask me, what are they for? I say it's some kind of control number or inspection stamp. Never really knew what it was. But on the Buchenwald gun, those two numbers match the last two numbers of his party member identification number. So his party number ended with the same two digits that were under the grip. So that's an N of 1. In statistics, that just means that's a sample of 1. So it really didn't tell me anything. However, ever since then, I've been checking, and I do find with almost all of the engraved guns that I get, they have those two numbers. Also, I tried 10 party leaders that were in the correct range. All 10 of them had the two numbers underneath. This is the boxed one. You can see 26. And on this one that came home from the vet, you actually see a 2, a 74, and an 8. So this doesn't prove anything other than I find it interesting that they're numbered. And when I look at other commercial guns, they don't have those numbers. When I look at engraved guns or basically anything that would be a special order, even nickeled guns, I'll find it there. But I've also found nickeled guns that didn't have it. I've found party leaders that didn't have it, but it was 9 out of 10 had those two numbers. Now, the problem with this theory is I can never figure out what German carried this gun, what German carried this gun. It's very rare for me to ever get a number and the name of a guy that I could match it up. That's the controversy. So I'm just presenting this information. I can't prove anything by it, but I do feel a little bit better whenever I get a party leader. I bring it home, I take it off, and those two numbers are in there because it could be an order. So anything that was ordered from the factory, theoretically, instead of putting their name on it when they came to pick it up, they put a number and say, what's your party number? I look it up, there's the last two digits. Perhaps it indicates a special order. I can't prove any of that, so please don't be mad at me. I'm passing this along for a specific reason. If you have a party leader and it's in the right range or not in the right range, just give us feedback. Does it have those two digits in it? Or check all your guns. This is where I'm getting myself in trouble. Check your guns. If it's just a standard commercial gun that you could have picked up at a retail store, the theory is it wouldn't have any kind of identifying number. But if it was a special order of any kind, I've seen it definitely on the Verkramp guns, nickel-plated guns, party leaders, engraved guns, anything like that, I see them on there. Now, if it's a large order from a police department, it probably should not be on there because that would not be an individual number. It would be the Munich Police Department ordering 100 of them. So it's just a theory. I'm learning new things every day. I'd love to get your feedback. Take a look at your Walther, see if it has it or doesn't have it. And if you think I'm full of you-know-what, that's fine too. Just don't tell me that. Just say, hey, interesting information. And I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just gathering data. Those of you who like to do research, I'm sure you'll jump all over this. I've been trying to research this and I can't find a perfect correlation, But I do see a large number of party leaders who have those 2 digits, and also my engraved guns. I do have factory engraved guns with no number on it. So that that pretty much says it's not universally true. Also, there's a 4 right there. No idea what that means. It does match the 4 down here. This one, 26, no number here. So there's a lot of variation in these things. There's a lot to learn, and there's a lot more that we can learn. Please like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any information you can add, obviously just email it to me and I'll keep that in mind. If we find some new discovery, we'll be sure to share that with all of you.